Welcome student. Now we will proceed further uh, this lecture. The second effect of the British rule on India is the introduction of civil services. The Britishers wanted to strengthen their rule in India. For that purpose, they need as loyal bureaucrats. Lord Cornwallis introduced this type of bureaucracy in India. Through the civil services, the British government employed the Indians who are loyal to the British government. Uh, he uh, he restricted the private trade carried out by the company officers, and for this purpose he increased their salary. For the convenience of administrations, he divided British occupied territory into districts. The district collector was the chief of uh, district administration. He was responsible for the collection of revenue, giving justice, maintaining law and order. The officers were appointed through the competitive examination known as Indian Civil Services. So, through the civil services, British government employed a loyal person who worked for their empire, military and police force. The duty of military was to safeguard the British occupied region in India, acquire new territories, and break down any revolt against British rule in India. To maintain law and order in the country was a duty of a police force. Then another system, that is the judicial system, which is introduced by the Britishers to establish uh, uh, judicial system in India. Every district had a civil and criminal court to resolve the local cases. For reconsiderations of their judgment, a high court was established. Thus, the judicially they make a strong hold on the India. Equality before law. In early times, law in India differed from place to place. There was there was a difference on the basis of casteism. Under the leadership of Lord Macaulay, a committee was set up to create a code of law. The Indian Penal Code was enforced all over the British India, and British principle uh, of equality before law. But there were some defect in it. There were a separate court and a different law for the Europeans. New laws were difficult to be understood by the common people. Legal cases became an expensive affair for the community, and the cases remained pending for years and years. Nowadays also we experience that situation in a judicial um, procedure, because there are so many cases which are still prevailed. The uh, persons uh, were engaged in this judicial system uh, with uh, with spending their own money. uh, so they spend money to in the in the seek of justice, but there was only dates and dates. This was the famous dialogue of in one Hindi picture, that is Damini. तारीख पे तारीख, तारीख पे तारीख एंड तारीख पे तारीख, मिलता तो से मिलती सिर्फ तारीख, नो जस्टिस. ओके. इकोनॉमिक पॉलिसीज of the Britishers in India. Since ancient times, there were invasions in India. Many invaders settled in India and were absorbed in Indian culture. Even though they ruled here, they never made any change in the basic Indian economic system. But Britishers were an exception. England was the modern nation. Due to the Industrial Revolution, capitalist economy prevailed. Hence, they inculcated an economic system in India which was conducive to economic system in England. Due to this, Britishers gained economic benefit, but the India started facing economic exploitation. So British mainly the indulge to exploit India. Land revenue policy. Before British rule, the village economic system was a self-sufficient through agriculture and related services. The need of the village was fulfilled in the village itself. Land revenue was the main source of the income of the state. During the pre British period, revenue was based on the type of the cultivated crop. The farmer was exempted from the taxation in case of a loss of crops. Revenue was mainly collected in the form of grain. Even in case of the late payment of tax, farmers' land was not confiscated. Confiscated. To increase income, British made important changes in the revenue system. Land was measured as per the area of a land. The tax was fixed. The payment of tax was made compulsory in the form of cash. If the farmer failed to pay tax in time, then his land would be confiscated. The British system of land revenue collection differed from place to place, which led to exploitations of all farmers. Consequences of new land revenue system. There were undesirable effects of a new land revenue system. It is the purpose of the new land revenue system is to exploit Indians. The payment of taxes. Indian farmers started selling the crops at whatever price it received. The merchant uh, and brokers started purchasing their goods at a minimum rate. At a certain times in the farmers had to mortgage their land to money lenders for the arrangement of money to pay the tax. Farmer becomes bankrupt. In case of a non-repayment of a loan, the farmers had to sell his land. The farmer was exploited by the government, zamindar, moneylenders, and merchants. Thus, the farmers are harassed in the British rule. Commercialization of agriculture. Initially, food grains were cultivated by the farmers. It used to fulfill their domestic need as well as the need of the village. The British government started giving more encouragement to cash crops like cotton, indigo, tobacco, tea, etc. The process of giving stress on the cultivation of the profit giving cash crops instead of food grains is known as a commercialization of agriculture. Famine. From 1860 to 1900, India faced a great famine, but the British rulers did not take much effort to overcome it. Similarly, not much expenditure was made on the provision of water supply. So, famine extremely affect the situation of the common farmer. They were exploited in this period severely. Development in transport and the communication system to stronghold uh, of a rule, the Britishers developed a transport and communication system uh, in India for the convenience of administration. The British developed modern facilities like transport and communication in India. In 1853, the first railway ran on the route of Mumbai to Thane. In the same year, British started a telegraph system in India. Due to it, all cities and military stations got connected to one another. Similarly, the British also started postal system. Here is the picture of a railway from Mumbai to Thane in 1853. Due to all this development, there was a long-term impact on the social of social life of the Indians. Due to this, there was an increased sense of unity among them. So this picture of railway from Mumbai to Thane, 1853. There was one proverb prevailed at that time that गोऱ्या साहेबाचा पोरालय अकली र बिन बैलाची गाडी कशी हकली. Okay, so that time the carts were prevailed for uh, for the traveling purpose with the help of buffaloes, but a railway did not need any buffaloes for run. So this proverb was prevailed at that time. Decline of the traditional industries in India. British government obtained huge taxes on the goods exported from India to England. On the other hand, very less tax was imposed on the goods imported from England to India. Also, the goods manufactured in England were machine made, hence there was a maximum productions of a minimum cost to compete with such cheap product was difficult for Indian artisan. Eventually, it leads to closing down the traditional industries and many artisans become unemployed. Development of new industries in India. Due to lack of British support and experience of management and capital, the Indian businessmen could not come forward to in large number. Yet some of them built up their business by overcoming these problems. In 1853, Kavosji Nanaboy Davar started the first textile mill in Mumbai. In 1855, the first jute mill was started at Rishra in Bengal, and Jamshedji Tata established the Tata Iron and Steel Company at Jamshedpur. In India, coal, metal, sugar, cement, chemical industries came to be started. Social and cultural effect. In 19th century Europe, A new era took shape on the basis of values like humanitarianism, democracy, nationalism, liberalism. This change in West led to obvious repercussion on India. For carrying out the administrations, the British had to understand the Indian society. For the purpose, they started studying tradition, history, literature, as well as the music, flora, fauna of India. In 1784, Sir William Jones, an English officer, established the Asiatic Society in Bengal at Calcutta. Max Muller, a German thinker, was a devout scholar of Indian religion, language, and history. Due to this example, there arose a feeling among newly educated Indians to study Indian religion, history, and tradition. The British introduced many laws in India in 1829. These laws were introduced in India to make a stronghold of the Britishers and to prohibit the bad rituals of Indian society, such as the William Bentinck passed a Sati Prohibition Act in 1856. Lord Dalhousie passes the Widow Remarriage Act. These acts were responsible for social reforms. For carrying out the administration in India, the British required uh, English educated Indians. According to the recommendation of the Lord Macaulay in 1853, English education started being imparted in India. Through the new education, Indians were introduced to Western thought, modern reforms, science, and technology. In 1857, universities were established at Kolkata, Mumbai, Madras. The Western education middle class Indians led the social reform. So, uh, in this way, Britishers started a new reform uh, in India in seek of the stronghold on India and to exploit Indians. So now this lesson is completed by looking uh, informations thoroughly. In the next lecture, we will go through the exercise and the next lesson, that is the freedom struggle of 1857. This is the big event which has happened in 18th century. Okay, because all the Indians uh, come forward and fought a war against British rule. Okay, now we will stop here.